The next topic is molecular orbital theory, which is very important one. And here it is also called as simply MO theory, molecular orbital theory. What is the need of molecular orbital theory? So, what is the main application of molecular orbital theory? If you take molecular orbital theory, it is very important in predicting the paramagnetic nature. Please remember, it is a very important bit. Paramagnetic nature of oxygen is explained by only one theory, that is molecular orbital theory. There is no other theory which explains about the paramagnetic nature. As per the valency bond theory, Westport theory, hybridization, whatever may be other theories, as per the remaining all theories, oxygen is diamagnetic. So, the paramagnetic nature of oxygen is explained by molecular orbital theory only, and there is one more bit they may ask, that is S2. S2 is also paramagnetic because of same molecular orbital theory. So, the paramagnetic nature of oxygen or sulfur S2 molecule is explained by only molecular orbital theory. What is this molecular orbital theory? Here, molecular orbital theory means, as per the valency bond theory, atomic orbitals participate in the bonding or overlapping of atomic orbitals gives the molecule formation or bonds formation. But molecular orbital theory means it is completely different. Here, atoms having atomic orbitals, first these atomic orbitals are combining to form molecular orbitals. There is no atomic orbitals, only molecular orbitals present in molecule. So atomic orbitals combine to form molecular orbitals. So when atoms are considered, we have atomic orbitals. When molecules are considered, we have molecular orbitals only. When atoms are combining to give molecules, atomic orbitals combine to form molecular orbitals. And here, these atomic orbitals of one atom and atomic orbitals of other atom combine to form molecular orbitals, and here there is two types of molecular orbitals. One is called as bonding molecular orbitals, another one is called as anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Bonding molecular orbitals are indicated by sigma, pi, delta, etc. Anti-bonding molecular orbitals are indicated by sigma star, pi star, delta star, etc. Generally, bonding molecular orbitals are having lower energy. They have lower energy. Anti-bonding molecular orbitals are having higher energy. They are having higher energy compared with the atomic orbitals. Okay, they have lower energy and so they have high stability. And if they have higher energy, they have lower stability. Suppose if the electron number is more in the anti-bonding molecular orbital, then that species will become unstable. So the stability factor if you are taking, mainly the stability is inversely proportional to anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons. If anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons number is more, then it becomes less stable. Please remember, if you have any molecule and the molecule having more number of anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons, then it becomes unstable. Suppose sometimes some species were having the same number of electrons, actually bond order is same, but the stability depends upon the anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons. Okay, and this is stability according to anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons. And next, here the main molecular orbital theory is containing molecular orbitals. How this is decided means basing on the de Broglie's hypothesis and basing on the Schrodinger Schrodinger wave equation, and basing on the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Basing on Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Basing on these three concepts, the molecular orbital theory is proposed. And generally, how the bonding molecular orbitals are formed means by the association of waves, or we can call it as a constructive interference of waves, and anti-bonding molecular orbitals are formed by the destructive interference of waves, or simply we can say addition of waves. Here it is subtraction of waves. By the addition of waves, bonding molecular orbitals; by the subtraction of waves, anti-bonding molecular orbitals are formed. Okay, and see, we will see the electronic configuration, or it is also called as spectroscopic order of different molecular orbitals. The electrons in the molecular orbitals are also filled according to the Pauli's exclusion principle, Hawthorne principle, and Hund's rule. Here, spectroscopic order or electronic configuration of molecular orbitals, or it is also simply called as spectroscopic order. And here there is two types of configurations we have. It is less than 14 electron configuration or equal to 14 electron configuration. Second type is more than 14 electron configuration. In this type of configuration, why this is happening means sp mixing is allowed in this type of molecules. What are the examples for this means? It is boron, carbon, nitrogen type of molecules are having this type of configuration, B2, C2, N2. What is this configuration means? Sigma 1s, next sigma star 1s, next sigma 2s, and next sigma star 2s, and next pi 2px equal to pi 2py, and next sigma 2pz, and next pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py, and next sigma star 2pz. So this is the configuration if it is less than 14 or equal to 14 electrons. Suppose if I are taking B2 molecule, here B2 molecule, boron means atomic number is 5, configuration, normal configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3 configuration, 2s2, 2p1 configuration. And this same type of another boron atom also combined, and it is getting totally 10 electrons, and those 10 electrons we can fill in this configuration as sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. So total 8 electrons over, and next pi 2px1 equal to pi 2py1. Here first 1 electron filled, next another 1 electron only filled, because these two are degenerate orbitals. Degenerate orbitals means when they have same energy. If they have same energy, they are called as degenerate orbitals. In normal atomic orbitals, px, py, pz are called as degenerate orbitals. Similarly here, this 2p, pi star 2px, pi star 2py, pi 2px, pi 2py are called as degenerate orbitals. And here if you see this configuration, from this we can calculate the bond order value. Here bond order value, I will give a trick also, but now we will check it. Bond order is equal to, here number of bonding molecular orbital electrons minus anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons by 2. Bonding molecular orbital electrons means sigma s, sigma 2s, and next pi 2px, pi 2py. 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 minus Anti-bonding sigma star 2s. 2 plus 2 4. So 6 minus 4 by 2. We are getting 6 minus 4 means 2 by 2. 2 by 2 means we are getting 1. So a B2 molecule exists or not will be depending upon the bond order value. If bond order we are getting 0, that molecule doesn't exist. If bond order we are getting not equal to 0, then the molecule exists. Okay, and here from this we can say the magnetic nature also. Is there any unpaired electrons in this configuration? Yes, we found that is two unpaired electrons are present. So when there is unpaired electrons, then it is simply called as paramagnetic. This is called as paramagnetic. If there is no unpaired electrons in this configuration, it is simply called as diamagnetic. So that is from B2, and for C2 also we can write. Suppose this is B2 or no. Next I am writing about C2 molecule. Here just C2 molecule I am taking now. So C2 molecule, here C2 molecule means carbon 1s2, 2s2, 2p2, 2p2, and another carbon also combined, it is 6 electrons, 6 plus 6, 12 electrons. Then molecular orbital configuration, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, and sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, and next pi 2p x2 is equal to pi 2p y2. Okay, from this bond order if you are taking, that is 2, 2, 4, and it is 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 electrons in bonding molecular orbitals minus 2 plus 2, 4 electrons in anti-bonding by 2. 8 minus 4, 4 by 2, so you are getting 2. Means between two carbon atom there is a double bond in C2 molecule. What type of bonds are these two? Generally if a double bond is present, one is sigma, one is pi. Is it correct or wrong? In C2 molecule, it is 2019 neat bit. In C2 molecule, how many sigma bonds, how many pi bonds are present? Yes, one sigma, one pi. Huh? Very, very important bit. It has 2 pi bonds only. There is no sigma bonds in C2 molecule because you can check this pair of electrons. Pi, pi. Pi 2px, pi 2py. So it is simply called as a pi bonds only. Very, very important, and it is given, already given. So that is C2 molecule. Is there any unpaired electrons? No. So no unpaired electrons. So it is simply called as diamagnetic. That is about C2 molecule. Next. N2 molecule. Here N2 molecule if you are taking nitrogen, actually nitrogen atomic number is 7, configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So 7 electrons and another nitrogen 7 electrons combined to give 14 electrons. So I am writing the configuration sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2p x2 is equal to pi 2p y2, and next sigma 2p z2. Here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, that is enough. And now nitrogen molecule bond order if you are taking, bond order is equal to bonding molecular orbital electrons 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 10 electrons minus anti-bonding 2 plus 2, 4, 10 minus 4 by 2, we are getting 3. So between two nitrogen atoms there is a triple bond. One is sigma, remaining two are pi bonds. And it is diamagnetic or paramagnetic? Yes, there is no unpaired electrons, so it is diamagnetic. Okay, that is about nitrogen. And this is N2. Suppose if N2 plus is taken, what is the configuration? N2 plus means what happens? One electron is removed now. So please remove the electron from this. Please remove the electron from this. If you get 2pz1, what is the bond order? Here for N2 plus I am writing the bond order. Please see the configuration. Now this configuration is for N2 plus only. This configuration is now for N2 plus, and in this 2, 4, 6, 8, and this is 9 only. So 9 minus 4 by 2. Then how it is? 9 minus 4 means 5 by 2. It is 2.5. Bond order is 2.5. Is it diamantic or paramagnetic? Yes, N2 plus is paramagnetic. Now tell me N2 minus configuration. N2 minus configuration means, please remember, N2 means it is sigma 2p Z2 you wrote now. So N2 minus means one more electron is required. After sigma 2p Z, what is next one? Yes, it is pi star 2p x1 is present. Pi star 2p y is not having any electron. So pi star 2p x1 is present. So N2 minus bond order if you are calculating 10 electrons minus 5 by 2. So it is equal to, yes, 2.5. And this is also paramagnetic because it has one unpaired electron. So both are paramagnetic, both have same bond order. Now if they are asking about the stability, which is more stable? As I said earlier, stability depends upon the anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons. Please remember, here bond order when calculating, see the anti-bonding electrons, here 4, here 5. So which has more anti-bonding electron? N2 minus. So in N2 minus and N2 plus, which is more stable? Which is more stable? Means which has less number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital, that is more stable. So this is the stability order. Please remember, it is very important. Stability order of N2 plus, N2 minus if they are asking. N2 plus is more stable than N2 minus. And N2 always more stable because N2 bond order is 3. So N2 bond order is 3. So N2 and next N2 plus and next N2 minus. When bond order is more, stability is more. Bond order means number of bonds. Okay. So that is about nitrogen. Please remember this. This is for one type of electronic configuration. The second type of electronic configuration is that is more than 14 electron configuration. Here sp mixing is not allowed. sp mixing not allowed. And in this type of configuration, here if sp mixing is not allowed, then what is the configuration? Sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s, and sigma 2pz, and next pi 2px equal to pi 2py, and next pi star 2px is equal to pi star 2py, and the last one is sigma star 2pz. So this sp mixing is not allowed, so sigma 2pz will come adjacent to sigma star 2s. Okay, if sp mixing is allowed, sigma 2pz will get more energy, and so it is after pi 2px, pi 2py only. Okay, and for this type of molecules, what are the examples means? Oxygen, fluorine. Okay, this is a fluorine molecule, and even we can take Ne2 molecule. Is it exist or not, we can say later, and O2 and F2 molecules mainly. And here suppose if O2 molecule is taken, oxygen atomic number is 8. This normal configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So 8 electrons, another oxygen also combining. So 8 plus 8, 16. I am writing the 16 electrons configuration. Sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, and next sigma 2p z2 pi 2p x2 is equal to pi 2p y2, and next pi star 2p x1 is equal to pi star 2p y1. See number of electrons 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. 16 is enough, sufficient, and O2 molecule 16 electron configuration. And if you see this molecule, bond order is equal to bonding electrons 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 minus antibonding 2, 4, 5, 6. 10 minus 6 by 2, that is equal to, yes, 10 minus 6 means 4 by 2, 2. So oxygen molecule contains a double bond. Is it paramagnetic or diamagnetic? As we said earlier, if there is any unpaired electron, see, one unpaired electron, second unpaired electron. Yes, this theory only explains, or this theory can only shows the unpaired electrons present in O2, and so oxygen is paramagnetic. So basing on this theory, we can explain the paramagnetic nature of oxygen. Bond order 2, paramagnetic. And next, suppose if O2 plus is taken. O2 plus means what? You remove one electron from this. Then what is the bond order? 10 minus, so I am writing bond order. Here O2 plus bond order is equal to, bonding electrons not changes, antibonding only decreases. 10 minus 5 by 2. So it is equal to 2.5. And next, O2 minus. O2 minus means one more electron we can write here. This is only again single. So bond order is equal to, here bonding electrons doesn't change, but antibonding electrons number already 6. One more electron is increasing here. So we will get 10 minus 7 by 2. That is 3 by 2. We will get 1.5. So which is highest bond order? O2 plus. Next O2, and next O2 minus. So whenever bond order is taken, which is more? O2 plus, next is O2, next is O2 minus. If stability is taken, same order. When bond length order is taken, it is reverse. Bond length and bond order are opposite. So please remember, bond order is directly proportional to bond energy, directly proportional to stability, and inversely proportional to bond length. This is very, very important order. Bond order and bond length are inversely proportional, or bond energy and bond length are inversely proportional, and stability, bond length inversely proportional. Okay. And I will give a simple trick for directly going for the paramagnetic nature. So magnetic nature, how we can say directly, if you see the magnetic nature, directly how we can. So whenever magnetic nature is taken, directly how we can calculate? All odd number of electron species. Odd number of electron species means, you know now, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 5. And here, along with that, 10 and 10 electron and 16 electron species. 10 electron and 16 electron species. 10 electron means B12, and 16 electron species means it is O2 type. Okay, these are always paramagnetic. That is the simple and easiest way. By just going through the number of electrons present in the species, we can write all odd number of electron species, 10 electron species, 16 electron species are paramagnetic. And next, all even number of electron species. Species means here ions or molecules, okay, order except already 10 and 16 given now, except 10 electron, 16 electrons are diamagnetic. So that is for paramagnetic nature and diamagnetic nature. Simply go through the number of electrons, you can get it. Next, for bond order, I just wrote the number of electrons first. Next, bond order. So this is 1. Number of electrons if present in a molecule present 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is the bond order value? Here bond order is 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So please remember, I wrote 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. For odd numbers it is 0.5. And for even numbers 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay. Next, for 11 to 20 it is different. So please follow up to 10, this is okay. For odd numbers write 0.5. Then for even numbers 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay. It is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So I am writing 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And next, for 11 to 20, you just start with 1.5, just increase 0.5 units only. 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, 3. Increase up to 3 only, it is the maximum bond order we will get. CO plus, it is a different molecule, that is different, we will see later. CO plus molecule only has 3.5 bond order. Other than this, there is no 3.5. Please go through the CO plus only, that is different. And decrease from this 0.5 units, 2.5, 2.0, 1.5. This is 1.5, 1.0, 0.5 and 0. Whenever bond order is 0 means the molecule doesn't exist. Here bond order 0 we have 4. 4 means helium, He2. And here 8 electrons. 8 electrons means here beryllium, Be2. And here neon 2. Neon 2 molecule doesn't exist. He2 molecule doesn't exist. He2 molecule, beryllium 2 molecule, Ne2 molecule doesn't exist. And here for nitrogen, this is 14 means nitrogen, and nitrogen is having highest number of bonds, that is 3. And after that CO plus only. When CO is taken, it is again 3.0 only. But CO plus is having a special bond order value because there is a difference in configuration also. It is not like normal configuration, it has a different configuration. So this is a exceptional case. For any remaining heteroatomic species, we can apply the same number of electron species. Okay, suppose if Cn minus is there, Cn minus means how many electrons we have? Cn minus, carbon is 6, nitrogen is 7, 6 plus 7, 13, plus 1, 14. It has 14 electron. 14 electron species means same like nitrogen. And C, NO. NO molecule means nitrogen, oxygen. N and O, nitrogen 7, oxygen 8. 7 plus 8, 15. 15 electron means what is the bond order value? 2.5. So when CO plus is there only, you follow this bond order value. It is a different molecule. And for remaining, you can go through this directly. So in this also 2 types. You please follow this 2 types. Here up to 10 electrons, one type we calculated, and up to 11 to 20 electrons, it is a different way. Okay. Thank you.